Alright, today we're going to talk about orthographic drawing and why it's important for model making. This first part I want to talk about the tools needed to create a nice, precise technical drawing. Alright, the first thing is a nice flat workspace. Alright, I have this piece of 1/4 inch MDF. Nothing really all that special about it, but it gives me a nice square edge on either side, top, bottom, so it's a good reference edge. You can't really see that in the view. All right. The reason for that is I can tape my paper to this, okay, and it gives me a perfect reference. All right. The reason I need that is because of this. All right. So this is a standard drawing Tsquare. All right. That can reference against those edges to give me a perfect horizontal reference or a nice vertical reference. All right. So in addition to this Tsquare, I can use a series of triangles. All right. And the nice thing about this is these triangles can help me do those vertical lines. Okay. They can also give me a 45 degree or a 15 degree. Okay. I can slide this independently, okay, or I can slide these two together. So I can come up to my lines, I can come down, slipped, okay. I can also draw that 45 degree angle. I can actually switch this and run this vertical and run this horizontal, either this way or this way, okay. So that helps me create my lines, which I'll show you shortly. All right. In addition to those, I'm going to be using several different other measuring tools. All right. This is my trusty 6-inch ruler, okay, which I use for everything. All right. This is going to help me measure everything precisely and give me my reference points for each and every line I need to on this drawing. Okay. In addition to that, I'll have a nice 12-inch ruler if need be. Okay. And I can even go up to the big guy here, which is an 18-inch. Okay. It just depends on what we're drawing and how we're drawing it. All right. So those are nice reference edges, okay, for measuring and also drawing. Another thing I want to talk about is circle guides. All right. These are invaluable when it comes to drawing and drafting. All right. These are going to help me get really precise circles. They're going to help me lay certain dimensions out. They're going to help me be as accurate as I humanly can be. Okay. This is a large circle, goes from 3.5 to 1.5. I have a smaller one here that goes from, looks like 1 1/4 to 1 13/16. I also have these, which are actually ellipses. So it's an ellipse guide. So you can see that it's more like an egg shape or an oval shape. That can also help me create very precise drawings. All right. These are my smaller ones. Okay. In addition to that, I also have a custom one that I made to give myself much larger circles. Okay, I laser cut this out of a thin piece of plastic. This goes all the way up to 6 inches. Okay, so if I'm doing a much larger layout, it's a little challenging to see in the video here, but if I'm doing a much larger layout or I need a larger radius, this one comes in really handy. All right, in addition to the circle guides, I also have a pretty basic French curve set. Okay, so if we can get a view of these, a French curve set is essentially just a ton of different curves that you can use to connect points to give subtle curves and radiuses to your work. Okay, These are a little trickier to use because there's not really any reference points on these. I'll use these to design specific lines and shapes during the drafting process. A little more specific tool is this one here. I'll show you. Okay. This is an adjustable French curve. I don't know if you can see that. What's nice about this is I can actually bend this to a certain shape and it will hold that shape. It's a little cold right now, so it's not wanting to hold it perfectly. But this can come in really handy if you have a shape that you need to transfer. So if you have a symmetrical shape or not, okay? Or you're just having trouble finding something on the traditional French curve set, all right? And last but not least, a really good quality, trusty mechanical pencil, okay? This one's an actual 0.5 or half a millimeter. This is traditionally what I like to use with my drawings, okay? It gives me nice, precise lines. It's easy to sharpen, just a click, okay? I have gone down to 0.3, which is really, really tiny, which works good for detail. However, it breaks really easy. You can go up to 0.7 and 0.9, but understand that that thickness of that pencil line actually could change some of your dimensions. So you want to stay as precise as possible, right? We may come in and actually use a 0.05, okay? This is a micron, so this is a nice marker that we can come back in and darken some of our lines after we've created our drawing. So that is basically what I use for doing orthographic drawing. That's my toolkit, okay? You can get more specific with certain tools, compasses, calipers, and stuff like that, but at this point, we'll just stick with the basics.